Hello ladies and gentle ladies, welcome back to another railroad development stream. I know I'm a little bit late today. I was in a game of Siege and it overran a lot longer than I expected it to, so that is why it's a little bit late today, but we are here and we're going to work on railroad some more with the Java parser, of course, as you would expect. Let me do the Discord announcement before I forget. Go. Okay, boom, that's done. Okay, so I think we can just get started. I don't have anything else to say today, so let's do that. You can see me. Let me make sure my camera is correct. Maybe down a little bit. Not much. That's okay, I guess. Should we have the light on today? Probably, because it's going to get pretty dark. There we go. Yeah, and it's all Alex's fault for me being late, so you can blame him because he wanted to play a game of Siege. So it's his fault. But anyways, we're going to be starting off with annotations today because that's kind of where we left off last time. So hello Soyubim and Agent Cryo and Wide and Alex, of course. Welcome to the stream. Now, okay, I did not mean for that to open on this window. I usually make sure things do not open on my stream window, but that was fine that time. But here we go. Regardless, this is going to be a pain in the butt to pass, I think, today. So we're going to start off on a little bit of a hard one. That is not what I meant. Do not take that the wrong way. On a hard thing to pass is what I meant. So annotations. So I think I need to first of all fix this, because I don't think this is really correct, really, because it has a list of class members, but that's not really true. Bro, do you hate Industria? I don't hate Industria. I just am burnt out from working on Industria. It will come back when I have the motivation to work on it, but I mean, I can do Industria if you guys want. I can change the stream and do Industria. But honestly, I am quite burnt out on Industria at the moment because it's all... Everything we've been doing for the past couple streams has just been multi-blocks. And multi-blocks are a pain in the butt. So I don't really want to do it at the moment. I mean, I could... I don't know. Alright. I could do Industria. And not do the multi-blocks. Because there's other things I can work on. I just didn't really want to work on any of them before I finished the multi-blocks. That's all. That's the only kind of predicament. You know what? I'll poll it. Let's create a poll. How do I create a poll? I think I actually have to do that on the YouTube website. Yeah, I can't actually do that in OBS, unfortunately. Can I really not do that in OBS? No. Wait. I can. No, I can't. Yes, I can. I can do that in OBS. I thought I could do that in OBS. Driving me crazy. Okay. What to do this stream? Continue working on railroad, or work on, continue working on Industria, multi-blocks, work on the new thing in Industria. Okay, those are going to be the options. For some reason I cannot start the poll. Why can I not? Oh, is it too long? Oh, okay. Continue working Industrial multi-blocks. Nope, that's too long. Multi-block. Multi-blow. Work on... trying to make this fit, man, because it's only 35 characters. Oh, okay, I managed to make everything fit. So I've started a poll. There you go. And you guys can vote on the poll. And I'll end it. Not I won't let it run for too long. I mean, those are realistically the 3 options. I could do something else in... well, no, I really couldn't do anything else in Railroad. So, there's only one option for Railroad. So, there you go. That's the poll. Let me know what you guys want me to do. Let me close that. Make sure everything is fine. Is Yoda Force still working on stuff? I don't believe so. Or at least if he has, he hasn't in a while. He was originally working on... the last thing he was working on was the GUI editor, but I haven't heard anything about that in a while. So I'm guessing he's taken a break from that. Probably because I'm kind of stuck on this. I can't work on anything else in Railroad at the moment. I partially wish I could, because I think for the streams this is not the most fun thing to watch, but you know, it seems to be 100% Railroad. You guys want me to keep doing Railroad, so that's what it's going to be. There's only 3 votes, but there also aren't many more people actually here, so I will let it run until... when shall I let it run until? I'll let it run until 22 minutes past. So that's another 45 seconds. In the meantime, I'm going to look at the JLS spec, because I think, well, actually, even if more people vote, you know, I'm just going to end the poll. There we go. Okay, Railroad it is. So, annotations. So, yeah, the kind of members that an annotation can have are slightly different to kind of normal. So, in classes, right, if we find a class, pass interface, sure, this is good enough, right? We pass a class body declaration. Now, we can't do that because if we go to implementations, you see there are lots of different types of things in here, and not all of these can be inside of a annotation. So what we can't have is we can't have a annotation type member declaration. What is this? I see. So this is a member. Interesting. If I go to implementations, yeah, I'm not a fan of this actually. This isn't really actually a thing. So I'm gonna yeet that and get rid of it from here, because this isn't quite correct. So where is this located? Probably in here? No, in here? Yes. So, because that's I assume defined in here? No. Annotation type member declaration. Let's just see if that's used anywhere. Interesting. So this is the Eclipse JDT. Default structured property of this node type. The type structured property of this node type. What? What does that mean? The modifiers. Java doc. Hello, Viraps. I assume that's how I say your name. Welcome to the stream. This is weird. So, it has a list of modifiers. It has a type. It has a name. And then it has default. I guess the default is like the default value, right? I guess we technically do have this then, don't we? So I probably shouldn't have deleted that class. Fine. Let's add it back. Record. So we're going to have a spam. We're going to have a list of modifiers. I think we can have annotations. This doesn't have annotations, but I think we can have annotations. I don't see why not. Yes, because this is like, I see. Yeah, okay. Is it already a finished prototype to test or not? Kind of. Actually, that's a good point. I was waiting on something before I made another public test build, and I don't know what I was waiting on. Let me quickly see if I can find. Oh, I think I just wanted to update the README, and I never got around to doing it. But I probably should make a public test build, shouldn't I? Because the current one is quite outdated. I actually can't find. I'm trying to look through the Railroad chat and see if I can find if I ever mentioned exactly what I was looking for. It was a while ago. Oh, yes, of course. So what I was waiting on before I made a public test build is the project creation, because currently you can create a project, but it's extremely jank and like just not great generally. So I wanted to make a whole new project creation system, and I've kind of started it. In fact, I can show you guys a branch I have. Well, I can't show you guys the branch, but I can show you that I have a branch. I think. Oh, maybe it's just on dev, actually. It's probably just on dev. Wait, no, it can't be on dev. Oh, no, it must be on dev. If I quickly switch branch, this is going to break everything in IntelliJ, by the way. IntelliJ is about to go crazy. Yeah, all that's gone. Here it is. Stash changes. So I was working on rewriting it all. It's just a lot of work. If you look at like this. Oh, I must have committed some of it. But basically, I've created a bunch of services to properly retrieve certain things, but I haven't gone ahead and updated them all yet to actually use that, and a bunch of it is also really buggy. I should probably commit some of this, but I think it has a lot of errors because I deleted these. But yes, I'm waiting on this. I say waiting on this. I need to do it, so I'm waiting on me. But Yeah, there's a lot of work that needs to be done there. So I will leave the changes on dev. I will do that at some point. Maybe next stream. Maybe next stream we'll do that instead of working on the parser again. Just so we're not always doing the exact same thing. That might be the way to go. Okay, so can everything come back, please? But yeah, that's why we don't have one at the moment. But if you want to test it, what I would recommend is to go... Let me bring it up real quick. Is to go to github.com/railroad-team/railroad. And then if you go to here, to the code thing, you can get the URL. And then... does anyone know how you clone with a branch? I don't know. I don't know if that's possible. Oh, actually, no, I do know you can do that. You can do that, can't you? You can clone with a specific branch, right? I think if you do, I think you can do git clone -- branch, and then dev, and then I think it's just the URL like that. Should we see? If I go Explorer. Hello? Windows? Okay, thank you. That did not... that kind of worked, I think. Here we go. So if I go in here, and I look for source main... what's the best way to test that this is the correct branch? Probably checking project Minecraft fabric. Yes, okay, this is the correct branch, so that works. So what you have to run is you have to run this command, basically, or just clone it and then switch branch, but you know. And then all you need to do is do cd railroad, and then do gradlu run. And in theory, this should work. Should we see? It should work. I haven't tested it though in a while. It might not compile at the moment, but I think it does. Okay, it's a good start. Yes, it did work. Can I show everything on here? Yes, I can. This is all fine. And then, yeah, railroad. This is obviously running in the terminal, so ideally you would actually want to run it with IntelliJ or something, but also ignore the dots. That's Gradle. What it's doing is it's trying to download, I assume it's trying to download Gradle. I'm not exactly sure what it's doing, but it's trying to test that it's a fabric project, I believe, or maybe just a Gradle project. But it's a little bit of a bug. 7 issues, really? Oh yeah, they're all Yoda making some stuff. Okay, that's all fine. Oh look, this is back. Has this been updated yet by the guy that made this PR? No. It still has conflicts. Apparently it still doesn't compile, and it has lots of issues. Okay, that will eventually. Oh yes, there's also these. Yeah. This is a draft, And this is, I haven't seen this one before. What? Huh. 3 weeks ago. To answer your question, why 3 weeks ago? But yes, you can do that, and that will work. I'm going to delete that folder because I honestly don't have enough space on my C drive to just keep things in there. So I'm going to delete that. If I can find it. There it is. Okay, gone. How old are you? 26? I'm not 26. No, I am 21. I'm not sure if it's a compliment saying I'm 26 or not. I'm not convinced it is. Anyways, annotation. So yeah, modifier annotation, type, which is type ref, name, of course. This is a list. Come on, IntelliJ. Thank you. And then this has an expression as the default value, though I'm not convinced. I guess that is correct, isn't it? If I look for this one, default property, yes, expression is correct. Expression, default value, lovely. Let's do that, and then let's do well, I kind of want to have an interface which represents something that can exist inside of an annotation. If I do maybe, what do I call it though? Annotation body declaration would maybe work, and if that extends AST node, then what can happen is this can implement annotation body declaration. And then if I do this, then this is annotation type member declaration. You can't do that, bro. You cannot do that. I wish you could do that. I really do. I would love if you could do that, but you can't do that in Java. Kind of funny that it wants to do that, but you can't do that. It thinks we're using TypeScript. What the hell is this? Hello? What? Wait, this is not a thing. Copilot's lost its marbles. You can't do this, and you can't do this, and you can't do the... What? Okay. We'll do this manually, I guess. Thank you. Add modifiers, add annotations, add type, add name. If default value is not equal null, add default value. I guess this should be an optional. Right. If it's present, add that. And then return no. Return list.copy of children. So that's going to break in the future. Apparently it didn't save my changes in here and in here, but that's fine. I'm not complaining because I actually needed them back. You make a IDE for Minecraft modders? Yes, that is what I am doing. That is very much the plan. Now, do I have a constant declaration? No, but it's kind of just a field declaration, right? So I'm gonna am I? This is a class body declaration, which is an interface, and this is a class member. So I think I should do I should have a annotation member. Well, yeah, I should have an annotation member. which extends annotation body declaration like that, and then this can be an annotation member, and then this can be an annotation member, and then class declaration can be this is a type declaration, so a type declaration can be a annotation body declaration like that. Now, is that the only thing that can exist inside of annotation interface? Yes, constant class interface. Okay, that's fine. Is there a beta? There is a public release, though it's outdated, or no, a public beta, or no, a public, what did I call it? It's not a public release, and I don't think it's called a public beta. What did I call it? I think I just called it a public test. Yes, so on the GitHub there is a public test, but I wouldn't recommend using it. It's very outdated. As you can see, it was last updated June 22nd, so it couldn't be further outdated even if you tried. Pre-alpha, I wouldn't even consider it a pre-alpha. It's literally just a test build. It's not it's not alpha. It's not, like, you can't use it, so it's not alpha, it's test. But yeah, as I said, if you go back in the stream like 10 minutes, you'll find what I said about how to go ahead and clone it and test it. Maybe if I remember after the stream, I will steal Alex and try and get him to make a short that tells you how to do that. If you actually wait a second, hold your horses. I think, oh, it didn't update. I tried to update the website. 1 second, let me see if I can quickly do this on stream. If I go railroad, I'm going to quickly try and see if I can update the website. I just got to find which one is the correct password to my VPS. One of them. Is it this one? Yes, it's this one. Okay, fantastic. I don't know that this worked. Okay, I'm going to leave that running in the background. Hopefully that updates the website. Because on the website, it does say, in fact, it says right now how to do it. But it's kind of correct. There's just a few things that are slightly incorrect, like you don't need to do this anymore. But I mean, for the most part, it is actually correct. But if my if I can update the website, that'd be great. Hopefully that's just going to run in the background. Anyways, class declarations, that's a type declaration, which is yeah, that's fine. And then this is an annotation member, which is fine. Okay, so field declaration, let's just check. Yeah, that's an annotation member. Okay, so what we can do now, if we go into the Java parser, I'm just gonna see if the website builds correctly. Yeah, the last few times I've tried it, it hasn't correctly been pulling from GitHub, and I don't know why. Nope, it hasn't updated it. Yeah. Huh. Interesting. I'd fix that at some point. Anyways, annotations. So if we go to here, so this expects at. No. That's fundamentally not correct. Oh, you know what? Oh, wait. Oh, no, I see what it's trying to do. It's kind of correct. It's expecting an at interface. Expected that interface. Okay. Then it expects the name. So let me first things first is, oh no, we don't need a start span because we have a start span, which is right there. Then we do annotation name, that creates the name. Then we have open base. Now annotations can't be generic, so yes, and they can't implement things or extend things, so that's correct. Annotation type member declaration, is that correct? No, it needs to be an annotation body declaration, and I need to update the type declaration to respect that. So modifiers, yeah, this is missing some things. Name, members, okay. I'm gonna call this declarations, though it doesn't really matter. Okay, I don't know why that's just opened on my monitor. That's a bit weird. Okay. So I'm going to just close some things that don't need to be open anymore. Okay, so what we want to do is we want to pass an annotation type member declaration. No, not really. And pass annotation body declaration. Yeah, that's good enough for me. And then we just return it, right? Well, expect a closing brace, of course, and then return that. Okay, great. So now we just need to create this method. So let's do private annotation body declaration, pass annotation body declaration. Let's see what Copilot's done here. So span start is equal current span. This modifies annotations. If the next is an identifier, yeah, if the next is an identifier, then what is it? That's a good question. Well, if the next is an identifier, then that means it could be a lot of things. It could be, well, it could be anything, actually. Like literally anything. It could be a class, it could be an interface, it could be a field, it could be a method, it could be yeah, any of those. So else we report an error. That makes sense. So what this is, yeah, this isn't correct because this is only trying to look for those. So let's do that. Then we need to see what it is. So if I quickly go to implementations, we have like normal type declarations. So what we could try and do is we could try and pass a top level type declaration. Right. What does class bodies do? Let's have a look at class declaration. Here we go. Type parameters, blah blah blah. Here we go. So if the next is not a closed brace and we're not at the end, then you know what I'm going to do actually. I'm going to split right. I'm just going to move one of these to my other monitor, just so I can see a couple places in the code at the same time. So let's go to where we're at, which is this one, and then this one. So it expects an open brace, and then it tries to pass it. I see. I see. Okay. So that's what we have here. What I'm looking at is what we have right there. So if I go into pass class body declaration, so this needs to take in the name, just the name though. Name. No, it actually doesn't need to take in the name because annotations can't have a constructor. So that's fine. If the next is any an open brace, then it's an instance initializer. That's fine. Don't care about that. If it's static and then open brace, then it's static initializer. Don't care about that either. Or do I? Good question. Can annotations have static initializers? I don't know. Public at interface test annotation static. No. But it is allowing it, isn't it? Interesting. So in that case, I think what I should do... See, part of me wants to just allow for any class members, and then... No, I can't do that. I can't do that. That wouldn't work. I can't just allow for any class members because we need to pass the annotation members separately. So I guess we'll skip that. So we pass the modifiers, and then if next is any class, interface, enum, at, or record, then we pass a top level. Interesting. So that's actually incorrect. So what I have in the class is I have this. And basically what that's trying to do. Yeah, but this isn't correct. Right? Because these modifiers and annotations are... Yeah, that's not correct. Not that one. 1 second, I'm trying to find... I know this must look very confusing to you guys because I'm doing things in a very weird order. Or like you can't see what I'm doing, but just moving things around because these need to go here. And same with this, to be honest, because that's not important either. Because we only want to pass the modifiers and annotations. Oh, but that's not going to work. Because it could have modifiers or annotations. That's the point. Bugger. I know what we can do. We can create a marker. And I'm going to have to do this in the class body as well. So you guys can watch me do the class body first. So if I put this here, we're going to have to create a marker. So I'm going to do marker is top level type, which will do a mark. And then we can do this. Now, if this is the case, we're going to want to roll back or commit it, I guess, right? What does commit do? Active is equal false. I want to roll back though. Right? I want to roll back because this needs to... no, I don't want to roll back. Do I want to roll back? I think so. I think I want to roll back because I need this to pass those. Or I take them into this. But that means I have to take the span and stuff into this as well. It would mean that I have to do like start, modifiers, annotations. I don't really want to do that. I want to avoid that kind of as much as I possibly can. This does mean I have to pass it twice though, which is fine for modifiers because that's just a single keyword, but for an annotation, that's not ideal. I'm gonna have to. I'm gonna have to pass in start modifiers, annotations. And this is just gonna have to take those in. So it's gonna have to have a span, start span, and then I'll just have to get rid of those. And that's obviously gonna break a bunch of shit, right? It has, but I've lost the errors in the sidebar. Does anyone remember how you get the errors back in the side thingy? Oh, that's because this is on the wrong monitor, actually, isn't it? Oh no, it's not. Yes, it is. That's why I don't have errors. Okay, that's jank, but sure. So if I go to this one, where are you? Where is this? Where is this error? Modular compilation. Top level type declaration. Oh, I see. Well, what I can do is I can do this, which will just pass those for me. I think that's the easiest way to do that, which kind of solves that problem. And then if we go back to annotations, wherever those are, take me a second to find it. Here we go. Then what we can do is we can just pass those in. Perfect. That kind of solves that issue. So now I need to find passing class stuff again. Here we go. Okay, so let me just get rid of this as well. Okay. So the next thing I need to do is, I don't care about constructors, so the next thing is identifiers. So it's got identifier and then open parenthesis. Oh, that's for constructors. That's fine. So I don't care about that. So the next thing then is a class member declaration. So what I want to do here is return pass annotation type member declaration. I think it's actually what I called it. Yes, that is what I called it. Perfect. So private annotation type member declaration. Okay, which takes in all of those. And I don't care about left angle brackets. So the only thing we actually care about in here, and I mean, most of this is going to be the same, right? So we'll expect, or we'll look for an open parenthesis after the identifier, which should then be followed by a closed parenthesis, because you can only have like a string value like that. And then it matches a default. So if it's like default, like that, for example, it needs to have that default keyword as the value. So if match default, the default value is equal to this expression, then expects a semicolon, which is correct. There has to be a semicolon. This is complaining because expected 1 argument but found 6. Excuse me? That's not correct. This should be an annotation type member declaration. Yeah, this isn't correct. This needs to be an annotation member. Like that. Okay. So, wait, where was that? Annotation member declaration. No. This is correct. An annotation type member declaration, which has modifiers and then annotations like that. Then it has the type, the name, the default value. Okay, that's correct. Else this is expecting a semicolon. Now, that's not correct, right? So we have a type reference, then we have a name, then we should look for an equals. So if next, or if match equals then what we're looking for is a constant, basically. So constant. So we can say expression value is equal parse expression. Expect a semicolon, and then return a new field declaration, which takes in annotations and modifiers. For some reason, this is the other way around. I should probably fix that to have some consistency, but that's true, because it could be Can I return parse field declaration? Yes, I can. Fan-bloody-tastic. That saves me a lot of time. I wasn't sure if I could do that or not, but yes, I can. And then this just returns an annotation type member declaration, which is modifiers, annotations, type, name, optional dot empty. What's good? Have you had a nice day? My day has been fine, I guess. I haven't done anything today. Well, actually, that's not true. I've been doing quite a lot on the project I've been working on recently. I've done quite a lot of that today. But apart from that, I haven't done much. I was going to do something today, I don't know what it was. Like, I woke up this morning and I was like, oh my god, today I need to do this. And I couldn't tell you what it was. I still can't remember what it was. So, who knows? The world will never know. I'll probably remember it by tomorrow morning and then completely forget about it tomorrow. I do at some point need to... Oh, that's what it was. So I need to start editing the entity tutorial. But it's like 3 hours of footage because I messed up so many friggin' times. So it's just going to be a lot of work. It's going to take me like 8 hours to edit the whole thing. That's what I've been procrastinating on. At some point I'll do it. It's going to take all day to do it, and I don't want to be honest. Anyways, we're kind of done, chat. Like, we have no errors. How many lines are we up to? Is there an easier way to go to the bottom of a file? I guess Control A and then 1,700 lines. Wow. Wow. Wait, that's it? No, I'm joking. It's unfortunately not it. We still have a lot to do. So we still have expressions, unfortunately. And expressions are a pain in the butt. I can tell you guys that right now. I remember when I was doing this for my uni final year project, expressions were the bane of my existence. Because they're not as easy as all of this stuff, even though this stuff is debatably easy. Expressions are a whole nother... What do you say? A whole nother can of worms. That's the phrase I was looking for. So how do we start with expressions is, I guess, the biggest question, isn't it? So currently what we're doing is we're calling parse expression, which is this. Now, the first thing this does is it tries to parse a primary expression. I'll be honest, I don't remember what a primary expression is. What is a primary expression? Is that a... I'm gonna have to look at my project. Found it. Okay. So source, parser. We're looking for primary expression. I assume is what I called it. Assignment. Or and equality comparison, term, factor, unary, new, call, finish call, primary. Here we go. Okay, I see. So like false, true, null, and then literals, this, super, identifiers, a grouping expression. Okay. And what does this do? So if it's null, then it returns null. Okay, and if it's not null, while true, int precedence is equal look ahead type 1. advanced. I don't think I need any of this. I'll be honest, guys. I don't think I need any of this. Yeah, I don't need any of this. This can just be an abstract method. And no value 0. Yeah, which just gets rid of it. So that's fine. Hello, MB Media. Welcome to the stream. This can go. And this can go. And this can go. And I think we'll just handle it manually. Yeah. And pass these, sure, that's fine. We can do that ourselves. Now, this currently, we consider if the expression should extend element value directly. What is element value? An AST node. Yeah, I'm not a fan of that. I'm gonna do this. Which seems silly because element value extends AST node, but it's just weird. So, not doing that. This can go there. I don't know why I tried to have it not there. So pass expression. We need to now implement pass expression. So now this, I need to make this return an expression somehow. So let's go E. And say E extends N would help. And then what we can do is we can have TN E TN E and TN E, and then what we can find is pass expression and return E. And then in here, I can just make this take in expression. Meaning in here, we can just return expression. And what that means is that all the places that we're doing expression, like this, we can just go ahead and get rid of it. So we can do that, 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 that. Boom. Just because you never know if that would break something. So thank you MB Media for $2.99 Ron. Don't know what Ron is. What is Ron? Ron. I'm trying to think if I can even Ron currency. Oh, Romanian. Huh. Interesting. I thought Romania... Actually, I don't know why I thought Romania used the euro. Wait, no, Romania are in the EU, aren't they? Or am I crazy? I don't know if Romania... I think they are, right? Why don't they just use the euro? It's like 60 cents. That's... Oh, I said cent. Why the fuck did I just say cents? What am I on, bro? It's like 60 pence. Yes, but that's fine. Any donation is much appreciated. Why don't Romania use the euro? If anyone knows, please let me know, because I'm curious. Anyways, expressions. Where is me expression method? Here it is. Let me bring up this expression. Trying to find the pass expression. Here we go, which calls expression. which calls assignment. So is that correct though? For Java, I'm not sure it should do that. I'm asking, you'll never guess who I'm asking, chat. I'm asking Big Man ChatGPT, because I'm not sure of the structure of expressions. I think assignment is probably fine. I'm just a little bit concerned about lambdas more than anything, because I didn't handle lambdas in my language, because I didn't have lambdas. So I've asked Big Man ChatGPT, and hopefully it's going to just give me a kind of a structure. Although, admittedly, it didn't really do that with with compilation units, but it might be able to, maybe. I think, trying to think. So an assignment, is that the highest level kind of expression? You know what we can do actually? I don't know why I didn't think of this. We can look at the JLS. It might, I mean, this is a very big might, but it might tell me expression statements. Okay, assignment seems to be the way to go. If we look at the JLS here, you can see that a expression statement is defined as an assignment, or a pre-increment, or a pre-decrement, or a post-increment, or a post-decrement, or a method invocation, or a class instance creation expression. So let me see what ChatGPT said. Interesting. I think I was correct. I think you start with lambdas. Oh. Yes, you start with lambdas. And then if it's not a lambda, then it's an assignment. Is that true, though? If it's not a lambda, then it's an assignment? I mean, I guess it is, isn't it? It is either a lambda or an assignment. You can't have anything else. I'm just kind of concerned that the JLS doesn't put lambdas in there. Unless they're under assignment. No. It doesn't. Although, admittedly, this is actually... Never mind, I'm looking at the wrong thing. No, I'm looking at the wrong thing. I was looking at expression statements, but we're not looking at expression statements. We're looking at expressions. So, what we want to do is we want to look... Oops. I don't know what I just pressed. Look for lambda expression or assignment expression. So, as for how to look for a lambda, I mean, that's kind of tricky, right? Because there's 3 different types of lambdas you can have, right? You can have p, you know, da da da. You can have brackets p, like that, which could also have multiple, I guess. So you could have like t r. And then you can also have, and this is the one you never see, but you can do it, and that is like string s int r, right? You can do that as well. So these are the 3 different types of lambda expressions that we have to be able to look for. It's kind of hard to say. Like, how do we look for that? Bro, who didn't know you could do that? I think a lot of people know you can do it, right? It's just like, I don't know. I guess maybe people don't know you can do it, but it's a rare thing to do. Like, you're not usually doing this because it's just, you know, there's very few reasons to ever do it. If you're using JavaFX a lot, then you have to do that quite often, actually, because I think it's list change listener. With those you have to use this kind. But anyways, the point is, we are going to first look to see if it's a lambda. I think the best way is to just do what we did with, what is it? The thing is, how am I going to find this? I'm just kind of trying random letters until one of them. Is C? Looks like. No? Does. I'm looking for the method that we had that checked if it looks like the thing. And if it is, then it did the thing, or else it rolled it back. What is it? Roll back. Is constructed or no? Aha! Is enhanced for loop. So I'm thinking we do something like this. So effectively we try and like traverse it. And if it doesn't match, then it rolls it back and returns false. I think it rolls back in all scenarios, but yeah, I think that's probably the best thing to do. So we could say if is lambda head, because we only want to look for the start of the lambda. We don't care about like the actual content of the lambda. So yeah, and then return pass assignment expression. So then we can have a private boolean is lambda head. Let's get rid of what it's done here because I'm not convinced that it's got it correct. Let's turn Big Man Copilot off for a second. So we want a marker, which will be mark is equal mark. Good old mark, we love mark. Then the best thing to do is just look for an identifier, right? Because we want to try and pass this one first, because that's just the easiest one. So if next is any identifier, and look ahead type 1 is equal. Wait, do we want to look ahead by 1 or look ahead by 2? Next is any just look ahead by 1, doesn't it? Yeah, so we want to look ahead by 2. So look ahead by type 2. Wait, I just realized. I feel like I've done that wrong somewhere. Next token. Oh no, I guess that's fine. Or next is any. Yeah, that's fine. Why did I do that? I don't know why I did that. This can just be that. Right. Anyways. And look at type 1 is equal star. What's this? This needs to be 2. Admittedly, that needs to be 2. Next token, yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Okay. Just pictures a small little bug there. And then look ahead 2 is equal an arrow. Is equal arrow. Then we want to just return true, I think. So we want to do marker dot rollback. Return true. And we want to roll it back because when we pass the lambda expression, we need to pass this name. I guess we haven't actually done anything, but it's still better to just roll it back anyways. Would be what I would say. Well, there's just kind of no point, is there? In this case, I think we should do that. Okay, that way we start after this because we don't need to roll back here. There's no need to roll back here. So if we see next is any a open parenthesis, then things are obviously going to get a little bit more complicated. So we need to try and find the closing parenthesis, the matching closing parenthesis. So how do we do that? Well, I don't know. Copilot can do it for. I really shouldn't be this lazy. Okay, we want to start with where we're at, right? I guess what we need to do is we need to do the whole bracket thing. I think just to save time, Copilot can probably do it for us. Advance, next is any close parenthesis, advance, next is any arrow, commit, roll back. Do if next is any Final at, if not, roll back, advance. I think this is unnecessarily complex, I can't lie. Right? What I want to do is I want to do int get offset for closing parenthesis is equal find matching closing parenthesis of 1, which will take in offsets of opening parenthesis. And then what this can do is this can just do a search. In depth. No, what we want to do is we want to do while is not at end. We want to look ahead by the offset plus the depth. If it's another opening parenthesis, then we just increment the depth. Else if it's a closing parenthesis, we decrement the depth. If the depth is 0, return the offset plus the depth. Oh, that won't work. Because that just means it will always end up as the same. So this should be the current depth. And then do int current offset. And then look ahead by the current offset. If type is equal open parenthesis, current depth plus plus. Else if type is close parenthesis, then the current depth minus minus. Current depth is equal 0, return the current offset. Then the current offset is incremented, else we return -1. So what we can say is if offset for closing parenthesis is equal -1, we just want to return false because that means it's not a lambda, right? Ideally we won't need this marker. I'm kind of hoping we're not going to need this marker, but we'll see. And then I'm concerned this isn't correct. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to write this code as I think it should be done. And then yeah, and then I'm going to ask ChatGPT if it thinks it's correct or not. Which I think is just this. And see what it says. Do you think that let me grab the method as well. Here you go. Does this look correct? Here we go, chat. I think it should be fine. I'm just concerned possibly you just also confirm the identifier isn't the start of a cast. Oh, that's true. But why would you have an arrow after a cast, right? It needs to validate as a value for short answer is a solid first pass probe. Or correctness landmines. Yeah, I hate how ChatGPT speaks. Like, don't call them landmines. It's so cringe. Make the look ahead loop actually bound by the offset, not the parameter's current cursor. Oh, yeah, this isn't gonna work. I didn't think about that, but that is true. So this, where it does is it not is at end, that's always going to be the case, right? So this needs to be whilst current depth is greater than 0 and look ahead type is not equal EOF. That's fine. Only classify as a lambda if immediately followed by an arrow. You're doing this, make sure your Alexa makes that a single token. That's fine. Accept empty parameter list. Your check naturally accepts this. That's fine. Parenthesis depth must include all parentheses inside the header. Your depth constructor will also consume parentheses inside the type, which is correct. You want the matching. Lightweight validation of the contents inside. The current probe declares lambda purely on that. That's fine for a permissive front end. Error later if the contents aren't a valid parameter list. Want a few false positives, do a cheap check inside the interior that is either empty, comma separated identifiers, or comma separated typed parameters. Allowing for final annotations, var args. Oh, that's just so much work though. Single identifier form looks correct as long as your indexing matches. Ensure your next means arrow. Look ahead one as your next adjust accordingly. No need to special case casts won't match because the token after that is an identifier, not that. Be mindful of error recovery. If you classify as a lambda and later the parameter list is malformed, commit a targeted. That's fine. I think this is fine, to be honest, because we can validate later what the interior of the lambda is. We don't need to do that right now. So I think this is actually fine. Even though it's being a little bit of a whiny baby, but I think it is fine. So next, I guess we just do this, right? So we have a lambda expression. And we need to return. So what has this done? I mean, for the most part, we are just trying to pass a parameter, right? Or am I crazy? Am I missing something? No, it's just a parameter. It's either a parameter or an identifier. I guess the question is... can you do like... Can you do this? Like, could I have a string this and then... Can you do that? Dot bar? No. If I did like a consumer of string test is equal that. Okay, you can't do that, but you could do this, right? Okay, good to know. What if I had a by consumer of a string and a boolean? Could I then do... Could I do this? My bool. Like, I don't know if you can mix and match or not. No, so you do actually have to do boolean. My bool. Can I do boolean? No. But that's a that's obviously a semantic issue, right? That's not really an issue. Okay, so that's actually really helpful because that means that I can't do this. Now, can I do this? No. Okay. That's insanely helpful, actually. Because if we disable completions here, that means that we can do span start is equal current span. We can expect Big Man Copilot can do the expect again because I'm lazy. Open parenthesis. Now we can't have a list of parameters, can we? Well, I guess we can, but we don't know what the type is, do we? I go to implementations of this. Array type, class or interface, intersection, primitive, sugar, type variable, union. What's a wildcard again? Unbound. No, this isn't. What if I make this? What if I make... Yeah, what if I made this a optional of a type ref? And then I do type dot if present, then we do children add. Now that's obviously going to break some things, so if I try and go into here real quick, and here we can just do optional.of, that's fine. But basically what that means is in here, we can actually just have a list of parameters. And that'll be fine. That's not going to cause us problems. So parameters is equal to a new array list. And then the next thing to do is, I think we just want a do while, right? What's the lambda expression again? Boolean inferred parameters. So that means it doesn't have the types, I believe. What's the return type? Ugh. Does anyone know the return type of what? Like, is that something I just didn't get correct, or is that an actual thing you can specify? Let's see, lambda expression. So that's a lambda parameters to a lambda body, which is just an expression or a block. Lambda parameters. The lambda parameters can't define a return type, right? No. So I don't know what this is. In fact, I didn't. Oh no, I did. I don't know. It's not a thing though. Is the important thing. So parameters and then body. That's fine. So what we want to do is do a do. Do we want to do a do? We want to try and pass whilst we match a comma. So it would be whilst match comma. Now we're gonna have to kind of rewrite all of this at some point, by the way, guys. Like here where I'm just casually discarding this comma, like that I won't actually be able to do that in the final version of this, so a lot of this is going to have to be rewritten at some point, but I'm hoping it won't be like a big deal. I'm hoping I can kind of just, like, it can just work, but we will see. I think we want to... Like, do we want to pass a qualified name? I guess we want to try and pass a parameter, right? Oh no, I guess... if next is... if next is any identifier and look ahead type 2 is equal comma, no, that's not correct. This isn't correct because there might not be a comma, right? So I have to look for either a no, this isn't even going to work because it might not even have this. So I need to be able to say if next is any identifier. Excuse me? You're sending me emails at 8:30, bro. Okay, whatever. Some car insurance thing. So random. If next is any identifier, then we just want to pass the body, right? Or I guess we need the identifier, so we need like a Copilot enabled. Can you come back, please, Copilot? Identifier name. What are you doing? Oh, that's fine. Why is that complaining? So, 1 second. Parameter requires a span. Okay. Which is start, by the way. I don't know why. Whatever. Annotations. Type ref is var args. We'll just say false. And then a name. Okay. Fantastic. So then just a parameter that's the list, and then it expects the arrow, and then it expects the body. Now let me just check what the body is. I think it was a expression or a block. Now a block isn't an expression, right? No. What did I do for lambda expression? Expression body. Bugger. Do I have a... I guess this is a statement, right? Because it could either be a... You know what I should have? I should have a... I don't really know where to put this, I'm gonna be honest. I wanna create a lambda body class, but I don't know where to put it. I'm gonna put it in generic. Interface lambda body, like that, which extends AST node. And then this can just be a lambda body. So it takes the parameters, adds the body, and then I can make block statement, which I don't know where that is. I guess in statements would make the most sense. Block. What the hell is block statement? Block statement. Implements lambda body. And then the other one is, I guess, an expression statement, which also implements a lambda body. Okay. Perfect. So then this can pass statement, or yeah, so statement body, and then how do we want to do this then? I guess I need to say if not body, instance of a lambda body, body, no, I need to go there. Okay, that's just trying to create a new lambda body. That is obviously not what I wanted it to do. I wanted it to report an error. Expected lambda body to be a single expression or block, and then returns null. And then this can just take in a lambda body. And as long as this has a lambda body, so then this needs inferred parameters. Which in this case will just be true. Okay, yeah. Has progress on lambdas, are they done yet? No, why they are not done yet. Lambdas are a pain in the butt. I told you this, wide. If next is not a closed parenthesis, then we're gonna do list of annotations. You can't have question. Can you have final? You can. That's interesting. And presumably you can also have at deprecated, correct? Yes. Okay. It doesn't pass a parameter though. That's not correct. Because it could not have a type. It doesn't have to have a type. What do I do? Why am I all the way down here? Please come back up here. Thank you. Yeah. Like it like it is a parameter. But it's not the right kind of parameter. Let's do parse lambda parameter. Here we go. And then let's do boolean is inferred is equal true, and then do dot var. Fine. Parameter is equal parse lambda parameter if is inferred and parameter dot type dot is present, then is inferred will be set to false, and then we can just add parameter like that, and then we can expect a close parenthesis, expect an arrow, do the same thing again, like that. Let's do this, and then let's do by parse lambda expression dot bar lambda expression is not equal null, then we return it, else we report an error, synchronize that's probably correct. Not sure, but I think that's probably correct. Though it just synchronizes and returns null, which isn't ideal. I guess it should return... No, I guess it kind of should return null. I don't know. Should it return null? Oh. I guess so. I guess that just kind of will be handled. Sure, it'll do for now. All of this is gonna have to have multiple passes anyways, and we're gonna have to do a bunch of testing for this all. I expect we're gonna have a lot of rewrites. It's gonna be a very tedious task, but it is what it is. There isn't much we can do about that. So, parse lambda parameter. So technically there doesn't have to be a parameter. So what we could do is if match, if next is any, open parenthesis, and look ahead 2 is a close parenthesis, then we double advance, expect the arrow, boom, boom. Yeah, that's fine. I'm just gonna do a... no, I guess I can't. I was gonna make this like a little method, but I can't because of the return null. Or do we want to return null, or do we just... I don't know. I think that's fine. I think that's chill. Can we advance? No. I was hoping I could advance by 2, but I can't. That's fine. So then this just passes a lambda parameter, right? Isn't that what I just did? Or am I crazy? Alright, if next is not next is any identifier, then we pass a type reference. Damn, you're developing something hella cool. Thank you. That is. I mean, it is cool. It is cool. I will admit. Both the IDE and writing a Java parser, I guess, are both pretty cool. But it's a lot of work. It's a hella lot of work. Like this isn't gonna be correct. What ChatGPT, what Copilot is doing isn't gonna work. For multiple reasons. Partially because this isn't passing the modifiers, which would help significantly. And I would greatly appreciate if it could do that. So this just needs to be a new array list, and then we can do parse modifiers and annotations. Okay. If next is not an identifier, Next is not an identifier. That means it's a type reference. Right. And then it takes an identifier, which is the parameter name. Var name. Which takes it from the identifier. That's correct. That's correct. Parameter from the span from the start. This needs to be modifiers. Then annotations. Then a nullable of the type is varargs. We do need to check if it's a varargs. Is that handled in here? I'm not convinced. How do varargs work again? Line string. Is it like this? No, it's like this, isn't it? In that case, I think my parsing of type parameters is actually incorrect, like fundamentally incorrect, because I'm not handling like I'm not handling a byte at nullable array. I'm not handling this. So I'll have to come back to that later on. But I mean, that's a niche scenario anyways, so even though it will eventually pop up in the testing, it's not going to be an immediate test fail for most tests. So I'm going to need a lot of you guys, by the way, to help out with writing these tests. It will literally just be writing valid Java code. Like, that'll be it. All you have to do is try and write valid Java code, and we'll see if the parser can parse it, right? We'll run it through the lexer first, and then it will run through the parser. So, I mean, literally any Java code, as long as it's valid, like, as long as it can compile, that is all that will matter. Now, where are we? Where do we get to? I'm a little bit lost, chat. Close parenthesis is inferred, blah, 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 blah. Pass lambda parameter, this is where we got to. And then that's fine. But that's fine. If it's inferred and a type is present, then we know it's no longer inferred. That's fine. Although, if we have a non-inferred one, no, if we have an inferred one in a non-inferred thing, then that's a problem. Else, if, or should that be if not inferred and parameter type is empty? If it's not inferred, so there's not a type, and there's no type. No, it is inferred is if there is a type. No, it is inferred if there's not a type. So this is saying if there's not a type, which means if there is a type and the type is empty. Yes. Then that means it throws an error. But I think that should probably be a semantic error. I'm going to comment that out. And I'm going to say to do come back and check if the semantic analyzer can handle this. It's kind of incorrect because the semantic analyzer can handle it. It's more of like, should it handle it or not? And to answer that, I don't know if it should, which is why we're going to come back to that. But the rest I think is fine. So close parenthesis, arrow, lambda body, lambda expression. I mean, that's lambdas. That's a wraps for lambdas. Then we have assignments. So. Let me try and find. Okay, cool. Oh, assignment expression. Okay, here we go. So inside of an assignment expression, we have a conditional expression or an assignment. So let's create this method, which will be an assignment expression. No, it won't be. Wait, will it? I don't think it will. I think this is just an expression. Because it might not be an assignment expression. That's kind of the point, right? Because it could also be a conditional expression. So start is equal current span, left is equal past conditional expression. If next is any equals, blah 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 blah. Then we take the operator, which is just advanced. We take the right, which is another assignment expression, and then we return a new assignment expression. But isn't the right just a normal expression? I think. Or is it not? The left-hand side and then the right-hand side is just an expression. Yeah, that's what I thought. It's just an expression, so it's just this. Now these need to be correct, and currently these are not correct. Now, I don't know why actually. This is unsigned right shift equals, which is right. Unsigned right shift equals? That's not a thing. That is a thing. Wait, that is a thing. Unsigned right shift equals. That's a thing. Right shift equals. Oh, no, a right shift equals is just... No, that is a thing. Oh my god, do you guys remember when we had this discussion before and we didn't think that a free a free right carrots equals, so unsigned right shift equals, we didn't think it was a thing because IntelliJ didn't do it. It doesn't do the oh my god, what are they called? It's on the tip of my tongue. The ligatures, that's the word. IntelliJ doesn't have a ligature for it, so we didn't think it was a thing, but it is a thing. I'm looking at the JLS. I will show you guys, and it says that it's a thing. But that's a thing. So we need that then. So unsigned right shift equals needs to now come into here. And it needs to be in here. Excuse me? Oh. Wait. Oh, I see. This is how you're going to be IntelliJ. Yeah, man, we need to have a ligature for unsigned right shift equals. Yeah. I agree. So plus equals, minus equals, star equals. I assume I've called this multiply equals. Yeah, I'm gonna call this star equals. Slash equals is, I assume, divide equals. but we'll call it slash equals. Percent equals is modulus equals. Now, modulus equals, I guess, actually should be percent equals, as weird as that is, which also means that this should just be percent. And then ampersand equals, which I'm guessing is bit. Wait, where's the? Do I not have ampersand equals in here? I do. I've got it and equals. What the fuck? Ampersand. Ampersand equals, and then this is pipe equals, and this is caret equals. This is left shift equals, right shift equals. That's fine. Start equals. Yeah. Those are all fine. It was just that one. Ampersand, pipe, caret. That's correct. Am I missing any? No, I'm not missing any. So that's all fine. So what's this complaining about? Because it wants a Java token type. Let's make this a oh my god, what did I call it? Lexa token of a Java token type is the operator. And then that means that in here I can just also have the operator. Like that. Which means that this can just be I can do Lexa token of Java token type, which is going to be the operator token, and hopefully that can just be Lexa token dot of, and get rid of that. What does it want? A span. I'm guessing that's just span from operator, I guess, or probably actually it'll just operator.span. Oh, it can't be. It's got to be span from operator. And then this is what? This is the type. No, this is just operator? Yes, okay. So then this becomes operator token. Okay. And then the left is a conditional expression, but that's not true. In fact, that is genuinely just not true. So the left-hand side is an expression name, a field access, or an array access. So, You know what a good thing to do would be, is to have a method in here for is assignment operator. Public boolean is assignment operator, and it will just do that, which means that I can then just do token next is equal advance. No, I don't want to advance. I do want to peak, actually. I guess look ahead type. Which will get me the next. So I guess I can just do look ahead next dot is assignment operator. Is a switch statement just a fancy if else statement? Not anymore. if we were in Java, an older Java version, then yes. But because of switch expressions, no, it's not. Unfortunately, I wish it was, because that would have saved so much time. But friggin' switch statements took so long. It's actually insane. Now, I don't know how we pass. See, this isn't correct. This isn't correct. We're not looking... Well, we kind of are, though. We kind of are. Because we're looking for... no, we're not, though. We're not. We're not. Because the left side isn't a conditional expression. We're looking for a expression name, a field access, or an array access. What did Big Man ChatGPT say? Let's see. So... Method references? No. After passing left or for a potential assignment, verify. No. The left-hand side is a primary or a field access or an array access. That's not correct. It's an expression name. It's an identifier or an ambiguous name dot identifier, which is just an identifier. This isn't that easy, huh? How did I do this in my language, actually? So assignment, I said assignment expression is equal or. If we match the assign token, which is just equals, the equals is the previous, and then the value is equal to an assignment. So it basically recalls assignment. And then if the expression is a variable, then it's assign. Else if it's a get, then it returns a set. Yeah, see, that's correct for my language. But that's not gonna work for Java because I'm missing some pretty important things. I mean, it's not far off, it's just far enough off that I can't use it. I'm gonna ask Big Man, ChatGPT of course, what it thinks about what I've got here. What do you think about this? I'm not confident that passing a conditional expression as the LHS is the correct thing to do. Here we go. You guys can watch, I guess. What's it saying? Oh god, ternary statements. I haven't even thought about ternary statements. Oh no. Oh no, not ternary statements. Oh god. Ternary statements are going to be a pain in the butt because you have to look ahead so far. You could have to look ahead like half the program. Because you have to look to see you've got the question mark, and then somewhere ahead of it you have to have the colon. But obviously in between that, right, like here, you could have anything. You could have a bajillion method calls. So I actually don't know how you handle ternary statements or ternary expressions. Let's see what it says. Short version, passing and conditional statement first is correct. Assignment has a lower precedence, so the left candidate should indeed be a full conditional expression. The thing you're missing is the LHS assignability check and a tiny bit of error recovery. So keep passing, left is equal conditional expression. Okay. Okay, gate on assignability before accepting one of these. After you see an assignment operator, verify the left is a legal left-hand side. Oh. That makes sense. Okay. So what we should do... Okay, that makes a lot of sense. So, whilst this is correct, we also need to check that the left is what we want it to be. So what we should say is assignment expression dot is left hand side, or is valid left hand side, which will take in left, right? So then what we can do is we can create this method inside the in here, and then we can see if left is instance of, and it needs to be instance of a name. No, not a name. What did I call identifier expressions? Field access lambda. Is it just a name? The name isn't an expression though, is it? No. Expression name. An ambiguous name, blah 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 blah. Well, interesting. So technically, a name is an expression, but it doesn't like that. Record name from another package is not allowed to. This, okay, fine. We can make this a name expression. No, those are all fine. I don't care about those. Name. Yeah, those are all fine. Hey, how's everything? Did you get annotations done? Yes. Wait, what? Annotations? Were we doing annotations? I don't think we were doing annotations, unless I'm completely wild in. Excuse me? I got a name expression from another package is not allowed to extend sealed class. Why the fuck not? Excuse me? Why is that a thing? Or you did annotations? No, I haven't done annotations. I did annotations ages ago. I'm sure I did. I did many streams ago. Did I not? I might be completely losing it, to be honest, but I feel like I did them a very no I have to have done, because if we look at no, you guys are going crazy. I'm not going crazy. You're not gaslighting me. If I look at past annotations, look. This is in the compilation unit. This is the first thing that we have in past compilation units. right? This is literally the first thing we passed. This is what we did in the first friggin' stream. You're not gaslighting me into making me think we did annotations today. Okay? Oh, this should probably be removed. Oops. We did not do annotations today. I think it means that. Oh, we did do that today. You mean, right? Yes, we did do annotations today. Yes, we did annotation bodies today. The annotation type declarations we did today. Not annotations, we did annotation type declarations. Granted, Alex probably doesn't actually understand the difference between those two, but yes, okay, fine. We did annotations today. Annotation type declarations, not annotation, but you know, yeah, okay. So have you not done the body? But I literally just said, I literally just said, we okay. It just said we did annotations today. No, we did. Oh my god. Now I'm losing it. We did annotation bodies today. We did annotations in the first railroad stream. Okay. I'm glad that makes sense. Okay. This is correct. What else did ChatGPT say? If not assignable but an assignment operator is present, emit a targeted diagnostic. Left side is not assignable. If not assignable but an assignment operator is present, emit a targeted diagnostic. Okay, so we need to say, okay, let's do this. Boolean is valid left hand side, which will do this. And then we need to say if is valid left hand side. No, if not is valid left hand side and is assignment operator, then we report an error. And we need to say invalid left hand side in assignment. That's not really a very good error though, is it? Let's say left hand side of assignment must be a variable field or array element. Yes, that's fine. I don't think we need to synchronize though. But yeah, okay. Let's get rid of this comment. We don't need that. Okay, and then the next thing to do is pass conditionals. But honestly, guys, I might end the stream here because I really need a piss, to be honest. And we have been going for a while. So, or well, long enough for this stream. Go piss and come back. Yeah, but we've been going for like there's only half an hour left anyways. And the next thing to do is conditionals, which will be, I think, a pain in the butt. Anyways, right? Enjoy. Okay, thank you, Wide. But yes, I think we can do these next time. Let's quickly do a quick thing and build the project and just check that I haven't left any leftovers with like I did with the annotation. There's only half an hour left anyway. That's true, but it takes me a long time to do things, man. Like, conditional expressions aren't simple. I think this is fine. Just checking if ChatGPT said anything that I'm missing, but it looks fine. It's saying everything else is fine. Is this the only error? If I do, just quickly, if I do that and then build the project, see what it does. It should build successfully. Yes. Okay. Fantastic. That's all I wanted to know, because then what that means is, what did I just do? Come back. Hello. What? No. What? Wait. What? No. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. Let's see how fast it shuts down. It will shut down very quickly because we haven't done expressions. And without expressions, you know, none of this is going to work. So, we kind of can't test it until expressions are done. But anyways, what we can do is we can commit. And you can see we have a lot of changes today. But though most of them are just name expression, to be fair. Now I'm going to see if Copilot can generate a correct commit statement. Oh god, no, don't do that. Okay, this is a problem with IntelliJ that always pisses me off. It always does this. It tries to change things completely and utterly unrelated. Let's just not, please. Thank you. Okay, did it do that anywhere else that I'm gonna miss? No, that's fine. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. So hopefully Copilot will get the commit message correct, but I doubt it's actually gonna manage that. We see. Refactor name to and update AST for other deleting all references, introduces annotation stuff, refactors affected AST nodes. It's kind of missing the core of what I actually did today, but I can't be bothered to write a proper commit message, so that's fine. There we go. Okay, so that is going to be it for this stream. There'll be another stream again on Saturday, and I'm probably going to double up Railroad streams again. But I think on Saturday, what we're going to do is we're going to... Wait, Saturday. What date is Saturday? Let me just check I'm not saying this whilst also knowing I'm doing something. 20th. 20th is fine. Saturday... Yeah, so on Saturday, we're not going to do the Java parser. We're going to work on project creation instead. And then on Sunday, if I stream on Sunday, which if I don't, then it'll be on Monday, then we'll do the parser again. So it'll be project creation, then parser. That is the plan. When is the next Industria stream? I am not planning to stream Industria for the foreseeable future. Because I'm not going to work on Industria for the foreseeable future. But that could change, because it is just the foreseeable future. It's just multi-blocks are so much work. And I am very burnt out from these goddamn multi-blocks. I will come back to it at some point, but I need time to not do multi-blocks. Because it is driving me insane. What is project creation? Like creating a project, you know, like doing new projects, and then Minecraft project, right? What's the difference between this one and this one? I have no idea. Is this just the spacing? Yeah, spacing and the other things. But yeah, basically this is project creation, which we have already, but it has a bunch of fixing that needs to happen to it. So I think we're going to do that next time, which will be a little bit more of an interesting stream, I hope, because it won't just be writing something that we're not going to be able to test for the next couple of streams. It'll be writing something that we can test in that stream. That's the plan. So that's going to be for next Saturday. Put it on your calendars, chat. And yeah, I will see you all then. Goodbye.